What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the second episode of By the Grace of the Gods. This one's titled Departure with the Slimes. I think that's going to be a basic naming convention of all these episodes, is something with the Slimes. It's like whatever he's doing, but he's also with his Slimes, as expected of the basic premise of the show. So yeah, rare daytime reaction here today. I just completely miscalculated my time for reacting, and as a result, the last two reactions of the day are now in the early, well, not early morning, mid-morning. So, yeah, enjoy daylight for the first time on the channel in weeks. Yeah, this show has a lot of audience. Like, looking at the Funimation site, you can see how many people have reviewed a show already on the show's page. You can see how many comments and how many likes each of those comments are getting, of course. As shows go, this is getting quite a lot of attention, which seems interesting. Like, it's got twice as many reviews on its page before Higurashi has. And Higurashi is by far the biggest show reaction-wise on the channel this season. So, that's kind of interesting. This has quite a lot of hits. It has like 3 times the amount of reviews than other shows this season. And I'm not quite sure what it is that's really sparked that. I guess it's hype based on the original novel, because this is based off of a light novel that's fairly new, as well as the manga. It's fairly new, only a couple of years, but it seems to have amassed a decent enough following so far. And I think what kind of makes it different is that it is an isekai, but it's not trying to do anything grandiose with a main plot. It's, well, at least not introduced yet. It hasn't done anything grandiose with a plot. It just seems to be a relaxed and feel-good type show, which you don't get too many of, relatively speaking. So I guess that's part of its appeal, right? And it's using slimes, again, probably a little bit of inspiration from reincarnated as a slime. At least that's what most people would assume. And so far, it's been an average show to me. Like, I can't say it's done anything so standoutish that I really can care about something, per se, but I'm liking it. I can't say I dislike it, but I can't say it's amazing either, if you know what I mean. This episode, I believe we're going to be meeting a lot more of the other characters, because we met all the knights last time. They went back to speak of this just boy living in the woods, yet has these relatively high stats as well for his age and proficiencies with magics and all that stuff. That's really set him out, and the fact he lives with slimes and he has so many of these tame slimes as his familiars. And they've now brought a bunch of people, including the other main character of the series, the blonde girl with the outfit like Goblin Slayer. What the hell was her name again? Discount owner. There we go. Remembered it eventually. By remembered, I mean looked it up. So we're going to be meeting her, a bunch of the other royal something. I guess she's a princess or something, or she is a daughter of nobility in some way. That's why she's got like maids and servants and butlers and stuff behind her as well. Looks like we've got cooks coming, so one of the things I actually quite liked about his character is that he had this like broken speech pattern. He wasn't talking in fluent Japanese, as it were. He was speaking like almost caveman-esque, like, I speak, you good people, like things like that. Like, he's not speaking in like a fluent language. He's just getting the main points across with his speech, because that's how he's been for like 3 years without interacting with anyone. He's forgotten how to talk. And I assume that's going to develop, and his speech becomes more regular as time goes on, especially with interacting with all these people. I assume that's going to be part of his development, and if so, that's a nice little touch. But, yeah, I guess we'll see how these other characters get added, and if there is a story to go for, or how their character development progresses. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. So as always, these are time-based reactions. Bottom left of the screen down here, you're going to see the timer for the episode. I will count you down 3, 2, 1, play. And then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. Watching this one on Funimation as per usual, since that's where it's licensed here in the UK and US. And yeah, we've just got Funimation logo at the start here, and then we'll be good to go. So, with all that said, let's get into episode 2, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation logo as per usual. Here we go. Art style is very simplistic as well. I forgot to mention that, but it works. Ryan Park Jamil. Previous Duke. Okay. Hello. Done well. Done very well. Yep. Iliaria. God, I'm gonna mess your name up a lot. Oh, he's just completely forgotten his... No. I was kind of hoping that broken speech pattern would last a little longer than his first interaction with people immediately he comes back. Oh, well. I recognize your voice from something. Almost certainly. I mean... Wow, okay. That's pretty cool. And OP time straight from that. That explains why he's got big ones as well. Just efficient storage of them. So we'll meet all the people from the animal kingdom. Is there an animal kingdom here? Are they just ingratiating society normally? Those with Nekomimi. Interesting to see how they address that in this show. Because I don't think we've had any so far shown to us. Alright. Departure with the Slimes, yes, episode 2. $100. Over 100, okay. So 100 is the minimum. Okay. And they're all just like, what on earth? I guess that's a big deal. Really? That's odd. Why would it not work on a big slime? So you just make a contract with all 100. That makes sense. Yeah. People just didn't understand there was 100 together. I recognize her. I recognize her voice actress. That might even be Visha. I'm gonna look up Redhead's voice actress. Sounds like Visha from Tiny Evil. Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, you would be, right? Oh, wow. Pretty fancy no clock, yeah. It's a good gift. I mean, yeah, save someone's life versus getting a clock. Hmm. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people here. Okay, so... Okay. Probably because he has all of them. I'm just gonna guess he has a monopoly on every single slime. Or he just knows how to follow them better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's that? Scavenger. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fertilizer is very useful. Mm-hmm. It's a washing machine. It's a washing machine. Yes, thank you. Literally a washing machine slime. You're all going to be out of a job soon thanks to slimes. What do they do with the waste product? Can you use that for anything? So yeah, this is going to do anything. That's probably a bit rude to do to a slime. Ah. I mean, it has a lot of utility, right? Nice. Uh... Uh... What's going on? Uh... I mean, yeah, he doesn't care. What the hell is it going to be? I mean... So they're internet sims, basically. That's what you're saying. They gotta get that Gamer Girl bathwater. Oh my god. The jokes just write themselves there. And I don't know if the writer thought of that. Wait, did that incident even happen back in 2017? When was the Gamer bathwater thing? Was that 2018 or 2019? I've forgotten. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so bizarre. Uh, uh, such a bizarre way of doing it. I mean, sure, but like it makes sense. A cleaner slime would be attracted to grime and stuff, but hey, nice. Congratulations, he says he has an army behind him. Okay. Just doing the dishwashing. I think they truly are the best utility slime out there. I wonder if he could crossbreed them or evolve new types of slimes to do even more stuff. Could you imagine? Oh, he even named his first. Okay, fair. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yes, where are you going? Okay. Go on a little adventure. She wants you to go. Well, not quite a new world, but. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to explore out there. Doesn't even have to be an anime world. The real world has plenty of interesting stuff just waiting. This whole conversation took like 40 minutes? What? Like 2 seconds ago, it was 6:05. Okay. Apparently, that whole conversation took like 45 minutes. I think they were here with the intention of dragging you along, so. It sounds like a higher pitched version of the young girl. It sounds like a higher pitched version of Toru from Dragon Maid. I'll look up her VA as well. Item box. I guess that's a pretty good spell. Mm-hmm. Pan, come on. I'm sure you will. Mm-hmm. It's very important to have common sense. Learn about the world, society, the currencies. Yeah, you would. All useful though. Mm-hmm. Alright. Yep. Close it back up so no one else can find it. Aha, he's got an item box for his horse and carriage, okay. His name is Sebas. Of course, his name is Sebas. I wonder if that was intentionally a reference. Okay. Yeah, it's every magic. Mm-hmm. But that gives you the ultimate utility. Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Interesting. Well, yeah. I don't think you quite know your level of magic and aptitude in relation to the rest of the common world. I mean, these are, like, nobility and stuff, so they have a higher standard than probably the common folk, but still, if you're impressing nobility, Jesus Christ, the army. He's just got an army following him. Mm-hmm. All taking shifts, obviously, the knights. Lovely weather. What you need is a heat slime. Little hand warmer slimes you can stick your hands in. That's an idea. Okay, we can nickname her earlier, that's fine. I mean, he didn't have a choice. Hmm. Ah, okay. Now, how are his slimes going to be useful here? 3 days, ooh. Hmm. Do they have earth magic? Let me guess, he has earth magic. Hmm. Ah. He made a waterproof jacket, okay. Yeah, get used to it, I mean. Yes. This is almost feeling like this is feeling like a slightly different bookworm now. Like I feel like it's trying to capture that same energy as bookworm. That's what I can roughly equate it to. Rain block? Massive umbrella. Magical umbrella. That's a good whistle. Create block? Do they even know what that is? Oh. Okay. And the slimes are helping out. Nice. Took the better part of the night, but we got through. Okay. Can't tell if it's Visha or Tassalia from Monster Girl Doctor. Mm-hmm. Mining Town Gimul. Alright. Alright. And that's where we ED? Yes. I find it interesting that the ED focuses entirely on the Nekomimi characters. I just find that kind of interesting. I ain't complaining. Just saying. Especially since they haven't been introduced in 2 episodes. It's like, and yet they still have the ED dedicated to themselves. It's a good song, though. I think I said this last time as well. Alright, is that it? That is it. Well then, that was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it feels like it's definitely trying to hit that bookworm feeling. With its world building and character that is useful and thinking of uses of things that are pre-existing that no one else would have thought of, like using the slime instead of using for it as its adhesive properties for its repelling forces to keep coats dry, to basically invent a raincoat for his magic usages to speed up processes and use the magic to make a just giant umbrella. It's like, yeah, it feels like it's trying to capture that bookworm spark that ultimately led to that. I don't think this visually or its world building is anywhere near to the level of Bookworm yet. Then again, we're only 2 episodes in. It's kind of unfair to judge like immediately off the bat like that. And the fact that it is only a 12-episode series means that it's obviously not going to be aiming for that, I guess. Although it depends on how quickly this gets a second season, if it gets a second season, for example. I have no idea the pacing of this and its adaptation, how much of the original manga or light novel it will be covering, because that would depend. I mean, they've got about 3 years worth of source material here to adapt, so I imagine they could probably get a second season or a second part out in that time frame. I imagine. I feel like 3 years of source material could get 2 anime seasons out of it, at least. Elia, our new secondary character, that is played by Yuki Kuwahara, and yes, I was right, Toru from Maid Dragon. Of called that one pretty quickly. Zenboku Ben, it's an Infinite Dendrogram, and that's about it. It's also in The Day I Became a God, the other show, as a character we haven't met yet. Is Shigure from Azure Lane, was in Interspecies Reviewers, was in Demon Slayer. But yeah, I absolutely nailed Toru. Absolutely nailed that one. So I got one right, so did I get the other one right? Where is Miss Redhead? There she is, played by Sayori Hayami, and I believe, let's have a look, I recognize that name at least. Yep, Ononoki from Koyomonogatari. Let's see. There's Yukino from Snafu, Ryu from Danmachi, Kane from Idolmaster. Where is Saga of Tiny Evil? Victoria Ivanova, or Visha, to make it easier. Yeah, so I nailed it again. I got both of them right. I'm getting better at picking up voice actresses now. I'm getting slightly better at picking up on the nuances, and especially when they're playing characters that are recognizable. Like, Visha is a very recognizable voice, and I've heard it, I can hear it a lot in Sayori's performances now. So I'm used to it now. Yuki Kuwahara, though, for being Toru, like, that was just complete luck. It was similar, but not quite similar enough that I was second guessing myself. But I am getting better at that, and I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, as the show goes, it's interesting, it's fun, it's lighthearted, it's an OP, it's an OPMC anime. At the end of the day, this is an OP main character anime, but because he lacks the knowledge of the current world, he needs to be a little mindful of what he does and what he doesn't know and the knowledge he has. He's found a good group of people around him. We've been introduced to most of them now. We need to still meet the Nekomimi characters. I assume that will happen once we get into the town, perhaps. Why they would be in a mining town, I don't know. But maybe they'll be coming a little later than that. I don't know. But in a mining town, I'm sure he has some uses. Like, the magic that he just displayed was probably going to be very useful for a mining town. Beyond that, I wonder. But yeah, I think it is trying to be like Bookworm. I think it's trying to be a show like Bookworm. I think the thing that's pulling this back, though, is the art style is very simplistic. Like, it's very simplistic. And that's not to say it's bad. It's just very simplistic, and it's just there to illustrate, yes, there is something here. Like, that is a tree. That is a slime. That is a rock face. That is a town. Those are the walls of the town. Like, the town walls. And it's like, oh yeah, we've now arrived at the town. That must be the mining town. Gimel. And you look up a basic brick road to the most basic square gate design you could possibly imagine. The most basic crenellations you could possibly imagine. The crenellation's not extending to the rest of the wall, though. And then just the most basic square buildings that are very gently lining the insides of the building. No tall buildings protruding up to signify like a church or something like that. It's just goes into it, and then there's hills behind it. It's so simplistic, just so you get the idea across. They are approaching a town. We don't need a detailed town here. We just want to approach the town. And I think that's where this and Bookworm can definitely diverge. Because let's have a look at a sentence of a Bookworm. Because what's the name of the town? Is it Erdenfest? Or is that something else? Sentence of a Bookworm. I've got to be careful looking at this show because there's going to be so many spoilers for future bits. But just looking at the images and like let's see, the city of it. Like you can tell, like the housing designs, and they've all got very stylistic designs. And then you've got the noble district that we were introduced to at the end of last time, and you've got these quite detailed and very clearly made estates. You've got beautiful architecture here, even on a shot that it doesn't really matter for. You've got like the... you can tell that the variance between the buildings and how they are built differently. Like the difference in the woods plank arrangement. And like just in general, you can tell that a lot more effort went into the design of the world. And the design of the characters ultimately as well. And things like that. But then again, to say Bookworm is like the pinnacle, right? So to compare something to Bookworm is a bit unfair because it's like comparing any... How can I think about this? Just take any discipline that you know of, and like it's like comparing an amateur football player, soccer player, to those that are playing in the Premier League, for example. It's like you can't do that, or playing in the World Cup to avoid it being a club-based sport. It's like you can't really compare the two. It's like obviously they're never going to be that right now because they're not there, but it's the same thing. They're still playing football. They're still enjoying the game, right? And it's still the same thing. It's just not at the same level. And I think that's what this is so far. But this is very lighthearted and enjoyable, so I'm not going to drop it by any stretch. I don't have a reason to drop it. I'm kind of curious if they want to go more in with the slimes and develop more of the slimes going forward, but I feel like they've already peaked on how much they want to show of the slimes. Like, we've explained the big slimes and how taming them is possible. We've explained these new types of slimes that he has. Unless... Okay, now here's a question. Now that he's left his little area that he was used to, and he's found all the slimes there, now that he's in this town, is he going to find another type of slime? Maybe a slime more suited to mining or processing minerals in that way? Like, is that where we're going to go? Like, the more he travels, the more his slime army not only increases, because it's always increasing, but he gets new types of slimes that he can utilize and bring to other places. Like, is that where we're going? Is he like the Pied Piper of slimes or something? Because that would be an interesting idea. I'd be very okay with that. I just want to see how he progresses. Because I think he needs to progress, Ryoma. He needs to have some form of progression in the face of his exploration. And whether that be more magic that he learns or more slimes that he acquires, which I think will be more appropriate since that's kind of the premise of the show, right? He has an army of slimes behind him to do all the things for him. I feel like he would be acquiring more slimes in all the different areas he visits, right? And since he's traveling along with a family of tamers who are also have an interest in taming, maybe they can help direct him to stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable. It's nothing special, though. That's the problem that I think might turn some people off. Is that it is kind of just average, but it's still enjoyable. So for that reason, we're going to keep doing it. So thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episode as per usual. Leave a comment on what you thought of the show now that we're 2 episodes in. How you're feeling about all the various things that I've commented on. And don't forget to hit subscribe to see the rest of the, next week's episode of this, as well as the rest of the full 2020 season you can find on the channel. A lot of shows up, including 2 new ones today, of which I've already done one and I'm about to do another. So thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.